Already meant to watch this. We got gang of teenage boys R-word and brutally torture mother and her son. We're on the Fatal Files. Let's get into it, man.
Were you screaming?
I was crying and praying at the same time.
Why didn't you scream out for help?
Because they told me they would kill me.
And did you believe them? Did you believe that they would kill you?
Yes.
In the early hours of June 19th, 2007, a mother and her young son would show up hysterical, battered and bloodied at hospital doors in West Palm Beach, Florida. Hospital staff begin to work quickly to find the pair a room and help get them situated. After authorities arrive on the scene, details about what happened that night slowly begin to unravel, leaving everyone confused and shocked, wondering who could have done this to an innocent mother and her son. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we will be discussing the brutal Dunbar Village attack. In 2007, the Dunbar Village housing projects were well known to have had a lot of crime. Built in 1940, the apartment buildings were set up in an army-style, Baroque-style configuration. This community would be one of the first built in Florida for low-income families. In 2007, the rent for a single unit in the community ranged from $200 to $700 a month. The community would be home to two residents, a 35-year-old woman and her young son who was just 12 years old. The mother and son duo would call these apartments home. Having fled from Haiti with no money and in hopes of a better life, the woman decided to settle in West Palm Beach, Florida after hearing about the large Haitian population that the city had. However, almost as soon as the pair settled into their new home, they were constant targets for crime. On numerous occasions her house had been broken into and ransacked, and her car and her son's bike had also been stolen. The single mothers and children who filled most of the apartments at Dunbar Village were used to nightly gunfire. They were used to theft, assault, murder, and the indifference of federal and local authorities. But nothing could have prepared them for the awfulness of the attack that took place on June 18th, which the local prosecutor called the worst crime he's seen in 37 years in the business. On June 18th at around 9 p.m. the 35-year-old mother received a knock at her door. When she opened the door, a teenage boy was standing on the other side. He informed her that she had two flat tires on her car. Her car had been previously stolen, so for the meantime she was using a friend's truck. When she walked outside and saw that she did not have any flats on the car, she began to walk back inside. However, two teenage boys got in front of her and pulled out a .45 caliber handgun and an AR-15 style assault rifle.
Damn.
They pointed the weapons at her and demanded that she gave them money. She kept telling the boys that she had no money. At this point, the boys began to get angry and forced the woman upstairs into one room and her son into another. Again, they demanded money, but she kept pleading with them and telling them that she had no money. The teenagers then demanded that she took her clothes off and then began to rape her. Up until this point, there were only 3 teens in her apartment, and 7 more rushed in with white face coverings and joined in the assault. Some of the boys left, and 7 more rushed in with. Up until this point, there were only 3 teens in her apartment, and 7 more rushed in with white face coverings and joined in the assault. Some of the boys left the room and went into the room of her 12-year-old son and started beating him with a handgun and forcing him to remove his clothing. The group of boys that stayed in the mother's room took turns assaulting her in horrifying ways. They forced her to perform oral, anal, and one time even penetrating her with the AR-15 assault rifle. The sexual assault lasted hours, with the 10 teens taking turns and most of them going back and doing it again. Then at one point, one of the older teens forced the mother and son into the bathtub together and demanded that the mother perform oral on her 12-year-old son.
Oh
the
my
12-year-old
God. Okay, oh my God, I cannot hear this no more. This is too much, dude. That lady gotta be traumatized for the rest of her life, nigga. I mean, Jesus Christ. You literally just got gang raped. And then you had to do that to your son. Like, oh my God.
Began crying and was beaten on the head with a handgun. Unfortunately, though, the ordeal wasn't over. The teens would then drop a fan on him, break a glass bowl over his head, and then finally proceed to kick his head multiple times. While the teenagers laughed, they demanded the mother to lay on her back in the bathtub and forced the son to get on top of her and have sex with his mother. The child could not stay on top of his mother and the teens began beating the both of them. The mother cried out for her son to stay on top of her or else the teens would kill both of them. After a while the teens decided that they were done, but they didn't want to leave behind any evidence or trace of what they did, so they decided to burn the mother and son alive. They looked around for a lighter, but their search was unsuccessful. At one point, one of the teens took a nose hair trimmer and stuck it up the mother's anus in a sick attempt to get rid of the evidence. Another teen took a bar of soap and tried to wash out the evidence from her vagina. They forced the mother to spray and clean her genitals with cleaning products such as Lysol and Clorox.
Oh my God.
They doused the mother's and son's eyes with the products and then forced them to drink it. After the teens believed they had destroyed enough evidence, one by one they began to leave, ripping the phone landline out the wall, ensuring that the mother couldn't call the police. The suspects left with her car, jewelry, phones, a couple $100, movies, and her son's PlayStation console that he got only weeks before. The victim sat in the fetal position in the bathtub for 2 hours after the attackers left, in fear that they could possibly still be in their home. Neighbors recalled hearing the screams and cries from the mother that night, but no one came to check on her. No one called the police. Finally, after feeling like she's waited enough, the mother and her son walked through the night, bloodied and in pain, to the nearest hospital that was over a mile away. During the investigation, DNA was found on clothing, used condoms, and other items around the apartment.
I'm thinking, like, y'all niggas gotta be, yes, just straight up stupid as fuck. How do you think you gonna wash away all the evidence with cleaning products? Like, nigga, your DNA is gonna be on them, like.
Leading to an arrest of 4 out of 10 of the suspects. The 4 suspects were all involved in a young gang known as the Jitterbugs. 14-year-old Avion Lawson, 15-year-old Jakaris Taylor, 16-year-old Nathan Walker, and their ringleader, 18-year-old Tommy Poindexter. Because of the severity of the crime, all teenagers were charged as adults and were hit with a 14-count indictment, including sexual battery, burglary, kidnapping, grand theft, and promoting sexual performances of a child. They all faced at least 11 life terms. The youngest of the suspects, 14-year-old Avion Lawson's DNA was found in a condom and his fingerprints were found on a wall in the apartment. He admitted involvement and pleaded guilty to the charges. He agreed to testify against the 3 other suspects. In the blame game that erupted after their arrest, Jakaris Taylor would say that this was all Tommy's idea. He would point Tommy out as being the ringleader behind it all, claiming that Tommy instructed the boys to put the victims in the bathtub, point guns at them, and pour household chemicals over them. But of course Tommy denied these allegations. He would testify saying that Jakaris planned out the whole ordeal and it was his idea to try to lure the woman outside. Before a not guilty plea, Jakaris Taylor struck a deal with the state to plead guilty and cooperate in exchange for a 20-year sentence.
This gotta be the lawyer, or whoever, because I'm like, I know you're not over here trying to comfort the nigga after he did. I don't give a f who was a ringleader. If you was involved in it, you have your own brain, you have your own mind to be like, no, I'm not doing this. Leave, go call the police, do whatever. I don't care. I mean, you in a gang, you probably would have got your ass beat, killed, whatever after that. But you chose to join that gang. You chose to do this. You should not be comforting this man. This is a grown ass man. I don't give a f. He's 14. He still got a mind to do that, and he did it.
But the deal fell apart when he refused to answer questions by the attorneys. Avion Lawson's mother testified that
where do you guys think this is gonna lead you to? Like, this is what I'm saying. The streets is not. It's just like, okay, I could understand if you're in a gang because you just don't have, like, you grow up in a house with a single mom, don't have no dad. You just like, it's just you and your mom. And you just feel like you just want like a brotherhood, like you want another male figure there to be cool with. I could see if you get in the gang for that, for the brotherhood, but as far as like actually doing shit to other people and just disturbing the peace, I don't agree with that part because I just don't understand, like, what are you getting out of that? You gotta look over your shoulder every day, make sure somebody not trying to kill you. It's just making no sense. Like, you putting yourself in danger for what? It's like, that's so stupid to me. But if you in a gang, you do what you want to do, bro. To me, that never appealed to me ever. It's just like, well, there's a lot, like, I just feel like in that case, people grow up and they just have no, like, they don't see what their life could be. They don't know their potential. Because if you knew your potential, if you knew better, you would do better. Instead of doing some shit like this, excuse me, sorry y'all. Instead of doing some stuff like this, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna get no cool points for this. You tell anybody you did it. Well, if you tell some brain dead, stupid ass nigga who in the hood who don't got no type of goals or nothing, maybe he'll be like, oh, damn, that's crazy, bro. But other than that, what you trying to impress other niggas in the hood? Rich people ain't gonna be like, rich people ain't gonna give a fuck. Like nobody would. Hey, bro, yeah, you got to do that again. Like it's stupid. You going to jail. I mean, you going to prison. You're gonna be in prison for the rest of your life for some stupid ass decision you made in your teens. Your life could have been so much better than this, but this is what y'all choose. So I don't feel bad.
Son grew up without a father. And that growing up he witnessed a traumatic event when his older sister fatally stabbed her boyfriend. All the defendants made limited admissions to the attack but also tried to deflect blame and point their fingers at one another. Lawson claimed that he only raped the woman once and left the apartment shortly after.
Just
Poindexter's attorney said that he raped the woman once but wasn't involved in any of the other crimes, while Walker's attorney failed to acknowledge any guilt. His mother spoke in a plea to try and help her son by saying that he dropped out of school after 3 years in the 7th grade. Her family lived off food stamps and government assistance.
And I guarantee it all starts when you have this broken family. You got women out here having kids. I'm not saying, okay, it could have been the man who got you pregnant and he just left. It could be anything, but it starts with a broken family. The mom ain't got no money. So the child just, and then they just stressed out. So it's like their energy, they might take it out on the kid. The kid come up broke, fucked up. He go join a gang just because he don't know no better. And then it just turns into this.
And that she had also been a victim to sexual assault at ages 7 and 12. She claimed that just days before the Dunbar attack that she was almost raped, and her son Nathan came to her aid, assuring her that he would never do that to anyone.
Avion Lawson was just 14 years old when he and at least 3 other boys gang raped a neighbor, a single mother, then savagely beat and tortured the woman and her 12-year-old son.
I felt like an animal. I felt nasty.
4 years later, Avion regrets the entire day, which he says started with a lie from another convicted rapist, Tommy Poindexter.
And say, we got some chicks over at the house, do y'all want to come?
Avion and another boy said they did. According to Avion, that friend handed him a condom. He says they walked to the apartment together, quietly snuck in, and tiptoed to the bedrooms on the 2nd floor. In the room behind him, he says he heard a boy crying.
That's when Tommy comes out the room in front of us with a scarf over his face, what looked like an AK-47.
Avion says Jakaris Taylor went in behind Tommy, then the rest of them were pushed into the room.
That's when I seen Jakaris having sex with a lady, having a gun to her head. So I said, hell no, what are y'all doing? So I tried to leave, and Tommy said, no, where you going? He pushed me back in the room.
When Jakaris was done, Avion says another boy raped her, and then another. During the trials in 2009, the woman says as many as 10 boys raped her, some more than once.
I was crying and told them, please don't do that, it's hurt.
Then, he says Tommy turned to him and literally put the gun to his head.
And then he said, you better this hoe. So as he doing this and having the gun to me, that's when I did what he said.
So you raped her too?
Yes, sir.
What would you say to those people who just don't believe that?
I'm sorry, but hold on.
Under pressure and with tears in your eyes, you raped a woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Like, even though you're saying this, I'm not going to believe you because you could just be lying to get less time. I'm not believing none of these niggas. Them all. They should all get, if I'm not going to say death penalty because I be saying that in some videos and I'm like, okay. Nah, but that lady got raped by 10 different men and then y'all beat her son and then made her have sex with her son. It's just like, okay, I don't know what else could, I mean, y'all might as well killed her. If anything, that's the only thing that had been worse. I'm looking like, yo, you just dehumanize this too, like traumatize them for the rest of their life. Like, you need life in prison. I'm talking about like
Everybody's not the same.
And what did you do to her next?
After I got done, he told Nathan to get her from out of the bed, the sheets, and throw them in the bathroom inside the tub and run water on them.
Avion says he and Jakaris tried to quiet the woman's screaming son.
And Tommy told him to make the boy shut up. So he slammed the clock on his head, split his head.
And where was Tommy?
He told the boy to get up and take off his clothes and made him get in the tub with her. And that's when he told Jakaris to look for a lighter because he was throwing chemicals and things all on them. He said he was gonna set them on fire. So Jakaris ran downstairs and he couldn't find a lighter.
And what was she saying or doing this whole time?
Don't kill us, we'll do anything, please don't kill us.
And what happened next?
They started hitting the boy in his stomach and his face.
The 35-year-old victim testified and briefly told the courtroom how she was brutally raped 2 to 3 times by the same individuals for 3 hours straight and that she had not returned to the apartment since the attack took place. She also stated that she began starting treatment for cervical cancer due to the cleaning chemicals that were put inside her in an attempt to destroy evidence. She also goes on to say how her and her son's vision is no longer the same. She has trouble reading and now has to wear prescribed glasses for the rest of her life. The defense attorney and 3 psychologists who testified for the 3 defendants argued that the youths were products of troubled upbringing. One was born cocaine addicted and another had lost his father at a fairly young age, while another was constantly beaten by his grandmother. Eventually, Nathan Walker and Jakaris Taylor were both sentenced to life in prison. Before Tommy Poindexter,
I get that. I get that you have a troubled upbringing, but I just feel like at a certain point, it's your choice if you're going to keep letting that affect you. And I can't speak on like other people's trauma because some people could just have some crazy. Like me, I never had no crazy shit going up. Yeah, my dad or my mom would have whooped me. Yeah, that ain't really shit. I was probably actually doing something that deserved that. But like they would never just be randomly hitting me, just doing crazy shit just cause they mad or just cause they broke, so they just take their anger out on you or whatever the case is. But I just feel like at a certain point, when you grow up, it is your choice if you're going to let that trauma still just control your life. And if you do, then you'll end up in a situation like this, like they did. You can't just be like, yeah, I had a troubled childhood and this happened to me. That's like when people be like, oh, I got sexually assaulted by somebody in my family when I was younger. And then they end up sexually assaulting somebody else once they grown. It's like, at this point, you know that was wrong. And you're choosing to keep the cycle going. That's on you at that point. It's your choice to stop it.
After sentencing, he requested to be placed in handcuffs because he did not know how he would react to the sentence. He was given a life sentence with a mandatory minimum of 25 years. The last defendant, Lawson, was given a 30-year sentence plus 10 years probation for his cooperation against the other defendants. The judge also ordered that in fear of retaliation for testifying, that he never be placed in the same prison as any of his co-defendants. In 2010, the Florida Supreme Court ruled that juveniles cannot be sentenced to life for any crime less than murder. A year later, Nathan Walker was sentenced to 60 years with 10 years probation. In 2019, Jakaris Taylor was resentenced to 65 years. The 2010 ruling did not benefit Poindexter as he was already 18 at the time of the attack. It also did not benefit Lawson since he accepted a plea deal. In May of 2019, a man by the name Melvin Young, age 25, was shot and killed at the Robinson Villa apartment complex in West Palm Beach, just 10 minutes from Dunbar Village. In 2009, Lawson identified Young as one of the attackers, but without any hardcore evidence, an arrest was never made. If Young had been convicted, he would have been the youngest suspect, only being 13 years old at the time of the crime. Nathan Walker's release date is said to be 2069. Tommy Poindexter is eligible for parole in 2034.
No, he should never be eligible for parole. I don't think that they should ever have the choice to get out. I feel like with something like this, y'all was going to set them on fire. That they would have been dead. That's what I'm saying. It's like if y'all hadn't killed him, if y'all had killed him, y'all probably would have all got life. So I'm looking like, bro, I mean, I don't think they should be let out ever. I think they should have life in prison.
Taylor's release date is 2074 and Avion Lawson's release date is in 2037. What do you think about today's case? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you for watching and make sure to like and subscribe for more
I don't know, man. Some of these videos, it's like I enjoy reacting to. I think I enjoy reacting to funny body cam videos. I think I need to stick to that because some of this stuff be too crazy, bro. Like it's just like I don't feel like I did not need this info.